No time to waste. Let's get straight to it, to the one and only Benji Marshall, full-time golfer, part-time coach. Morning, Benji. How you doing?
Two boys. No, good, man. It's good to be on the show with two geniuses of the radio. But that little audio clip there, Kempy, brings back some memories, doesn't it?
Oh, Benj, I was just telling Izzy, mate, I danced all night after that, especially scoring your try, and mate, we had some fun.
Bro, you danced for 5 nights.
Nah, that was you, mate. 5 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what though, that World Cup, just a quick story, was one of the best moments of my life. Playing for the Kiwis, we were underdogs. I remember the night before they put out this article in Australia saying we're going to bash Benji and all this stuff, and a few of the leaders in our team come to me and were like, "Nah, bro, we got your back. Don't worry about it." And then next minute, the boys went on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good job. Good job. Give him a hiding. Hey, Benj, look, not many people talk about it. They're talking about the season, is in ruins for you. But you've had 9 out of your 23 games that you've lost by 4 points or less. So it actually hasn't been that far away for you. How's it been, mate, your first year full-time coaching?
Yeah, it's been interesting, Kempy. I mean, obviously I would love to have won more games. I guess from a learning perspective, as I'm sort of transitioning from assistant coach to head coach in 2025. So, you can look at it either way, right? Like, it's been hard losing games, but from learning and understanding coaching, I think there's no better sort of introduction to the way it's sort of been. And you learn, when you're losing, you actually learn more about people's character and how they react to adversity. And I guess for us, it has been tough, but seeing some of these young fellas come through our team and make their debuts and make a name for themselves, that's probably the most exciting part for me, is being a little part of that. But yeah, I've still got a bit to go until I take over in 25, but I'm enjoying it, Kempy. It's been great,
Mate. Yeah, appreciate you coming on, Benj. Look, you obviously did some amazing things with Sheensy. Who, Kempy or me?
You.
Hey,
not the bags, man.
Hey, look, you obviously coached by Sheensy a lot. What has he done for you in terms of coaching, mate, over the last couple of months?
Yeah, he's the best I've seen, especially with introducing basic skills, repetition around like catch and pass. And, I think when you get to a level at NRL, sometimes you can bypass the basics a lot. And and to be honest with you, when we stepped in there had been a lot of basics that had been skipped. So it was sort of from starting from scratch. And I remember when I started with Tim, he was really big on, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s. And then on top of that, the thing I like the most about him is he doesn't make you play like anyone else. Like he encourages the kids to go out and play what you see. And if you practice it, you can do it on the field. But there's no holdbacks around. You have to go to the line and do this block play or that block play. It's sort of go and learn yourself and express how you play. And I think for me, if I had any other coach, bro, I wouldn't have been able to play the way that I played, because I threw 100 passes into the grandstand, like over the sidelines. But he would always send the message on to encourage me to go and do it again, and not take that or put fear into it. Then you go out and play, and you don't want to go and try and play what you see, So from that point of view, he's the best that I've seen, and for me, he was unbelievable.
That's good to hear, Benj, that you're still got that type of mentality. You talk about all the young guys coming through, mate. You've got a real gun, I think, in Jareem Buller playing at fullback for the West Tigers. He's a kid of the future, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Interesting kid, He played basketball growing up and didn't play a lot of footy, but he wanted to go to America and get in the college system, but he broke his ankle and got stuck on the Gold Coast. And just by chance, he went to the Sevens league tournament and played alongside Greg Inglis, where he fell in love with rugby league. And one of his friends was at the Tigers and said, "Oh, can I bring my mate down to trial?" And this was last year. And he brought him with him. And then, through the whole preseason, it was obvious that it was going to be undeniable to keep him out this season. And, we put him in round 8, I think it was. And he hasn't looked back since, man. He's just such a really good kid, really humble. Saved, I think, about 16 tries this season, and been a real find for us.
What about your good friend, SJ, mate, winding back the clock? I know you got a lot of time for him. Reminds me of a young Benji. When I say young, long time ago. But, what about his resurgence? What have you put that down to?
Yeah, it's been really, really awesome for me to watch Shawnee, and that's probably why we tried so hard to sign him and bring him over to Aussie. And because it wasn't long ago where this was going to be his last year at the Warriors, and everyone was talking about the writings on the wall for him. He should probably retire, and there were a lot of haters out there going down that direction. And the one thing I know about Sean and a lot of boys who are from New Zealand is when you're in a comfortable environment around your family, everything off the field is really good. Your life's in order. It makes it so much easier to play. And I think the introduction of Andrew Webster, what he's been able to bring to the Warriors, I know Webby well because he was at the Tigers, is he would have encouraged, Sean to be able to express himself, play the way he plays, be who he is. And what I loved about Sean is he's built his game on the tough stuff this year, taking the line on, defensively being outstanding, controlling the game. And in my opinion, being the best player in the competition. And he'll be pretty close to winning the Dally M, and in conjunction with Andrew Webster, them two together have been the reason behind the resurgence of the Warriors, I feel.
What about this stat, mate? 92% tackle efficiency. SJ.
Yeah, well, that's the halves, too. You wouldn't know much about that, but,
That's why I played fullback, mate.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not far off either about that. They didn't pay you to tackle. I know that. But no, that's the thing, bro. When you're in that mindset of playing aggressive and you want to get dirty, and especially he's getting on to older age, you can start to lose that as you get older and try and finesse your way through games. And this year, there's been no side of that. So really, really proud of Shawnee. We tried to offer him a 2-year deal, and I thought it was done, and the bro wanted to stay at home, so unlucky us.
Yeah, unlucky. And I was one of those blokes that was calling for him to hang his boots up too, Benji, and he hasn't forgiven me for that, I don't think. But if you do chat to him, say, mate, I've eaten my hat and I'm calling for him to win the Daily M, so I'm on the other side of the fence now.
You can't get me to do your dirty work, Kempy. That's up to you now. Hey, you got to go in there and smooth that over, bro. That's not me.
Yeah. No, there's no chance at the moment. He'll win the Daily M and he'll come around here probably paraded in front of me and say, there you go, stick that right up you. Mate, you're down there. You're obviously down there tomorrow, Saturday night. Coming back here, like you guys have done a fantastic job bringing your home game here. Was it part of your thought process at the club that we're going to go back and support the Warriors? Because you're actually one of the only clubs that have said and actually put the money where your mouth is and come back to New Zealand.
Yeah, no, we're the only club. The biggest thing for us is as a club, and we said it through the middle of COVID, is we want to actually repay the Warriors for their sacrifice. And I know at the time everyone talked about, we're so thankful to the Warriors, sacrificing all these things, all their staff, left their family. A lot of the players left their comfort and moved away from home and had to live out of hotels for two odd years. And it was really hard for those boys. And without them, the game doesn't continue. So from a club's perspective, we were really keen on bringing our game over, our home game. And there's no benefit to us. I mean, we could have had the game at home and probably had a home ground advantage where they have to travel, but now we're travelling. But irrespective of advantages and disadvantages of what bringing a home game here does, it doesn't matter. Like, for us, it's giving back to the Warriors for what they gave to the game. And not just the Warriors players, but the fans who had no rugby league in New Zealand during that time. And I just think it's important, whether people think it's right or wrong, for us as a club, it's the right gesture and the right thing to do, given what the Warriors gave up for the game.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Hey, Benj, me and you used to have a lot of chats about the players, when you're a player and what they needed and stuff like that. Where do you sit on the CBA stuff that's going on at the moment, and especially this video that was put out by all the players and that, because it's really throwing shade over what the NRL is saying that it's done. And then that video came out yesterday saying, hey, mate, we're miles away. Where do you sit on it?
Well, I'm pretty sure they had a meeting yesterday or the day before, the NRL and the RLPA, and apparently the talks went really well, and it's about to be sorted, But, I'm on both sides of the coin, Like, I've been a player, and I understand as a player you have to get everything right. And to be honest with you, the Players Association just act in the players' best interest and long-term what's best for them. And financially or whatever it is, it's collectively, I like that the players are sticking together, and they're standing up for themselves. The point that it's got them to, though, I think it's gone too far. I thought they could have probably got in the room a little bit sooner and not have to black out the logo or that sort of stuff. But at the same time, it's a bit of a soap opera, our game, and creates a lot of drama. I just sort of thought it could have been done a better way and a bit more behind closed doors.
It's entertainment, though, Benj. I absolutely love the
bit like you at your best, mate.
Hey, I've just had a question come through. Is NZ ready for an 18th franchise?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be pushing that before anywhere else, to be honest. I think rugby league is growing so much in our game, and with the success of the Warriors, you can see how much it's swept across the country, and how much people are really enjoying it. And a successful Warriors team, for me, means that New Zealand Rugby League gets a lot more exposure, and the kids growing up probably might want to be Warriors as well. So I think there's great opportunity to have another franchise, whether it's in Wellington or Christchurch or whatever. We just got to get there.
Ben, just on your coaching career, mate, you want to coach New Zealand?
That'd be somewhere down the track, Kempy. I haven't even coached an NRL game. It's something that does interest me though. I'll be honest, but I have to get permission off the wife though. Because you got to have a season of coaching full time, and then at the end of the season you got to go on tour, take the golf clubs. But all good.
Hey, just on that golf before you go, mate. Obviously, coaching now it's full time. Any time for golf?
Well, I've blown out to 8, and I went and played last Saturday and had 22 points. So the coaching, you got to commit full time, bro. It's hard to get out on the golf course, but for your mental sanity, and this, and that's why I tell the wife anyway, you got to get on the course just to bring you back down to earth.
And you played the Genesis Open. Was that at Riviera? What was that like?
Oh, unbelievable, bro. I went over for Genesis and played it was the President's Cup, and we got to play with the pros the day before, and then when the tournament finished, we got to play on the course in this tournament with a few of them, and I actually won it, bro. Yeah, believe it or not. This little Māori fella from Whakatane went over there, played off 5, and beat all these fellas in this tournament. Crazy, eh?
Awesome, mate. Hey, thanks so much, Benj. Appreciate you coming on the show. All the best over the weekend,
Good luck, mate.
And,
boys, just
awesome
quickly,
work,
thanks for having me. But when they requested to do the interview, they said, tell him Izzy said he has to do it or he's not getting his golf gears. Bro, you were supposed to send me these golf gears 2 years ago. I'm still waiting, cuz. No worries, all good. Thanks, bro.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up, brother.
Yeah, no, all good. All right, bro. Yeah, watch your address, cuz. I'll send it to you. All right, bro, I'm still waiting.
Get out of here.
All right, boys, later.
I knew you were gonna embarrass me. See you later.
SENZ. It's Kiwi for sport.